On leave after video surfaced of a child being slammed to the ground twice at Vance County Middle School. Sheriff Curtis Brame said the Vance County school system filed a complaint concerning the assault, and the matter has been handed to the SBI. The video may be disturbing to some viewers. The video shows a deputy and a child walking down a hall before the deputy picks up the child and throws him to the ground. The deputy then
Here is a school resource officer in Vance County, absolutely demolishing, just brutalizing an 11-year-old. Now, the video is graphic, but it's important to see it. It's important to understand exactly how bad it is. He's in the video that we were talking about. The officer is seen grabbing and slamming the child to the ground twice before yanking him to his feet and continuing to walk down the hall. According to CNN, the sheriff's office was notified minutes after this incident, and they saw the video and they claimed that they're stunned and that they claimed that they're shocked, or at least Sheriff Curtis Brame told this to CBS 17. He also said, "We're all parents and grandparents that have children at that same age, so it brought some great concern to us." Now, here's the thing I want to talk about more than this, though, because this is an issue that happens infrequently, but when it does happen, it captures a lot of media attention, considering the fact that having police officers in school is a heavily contested conversation. Now, there's a reason for why we have police officers in schools, or at least people assume that we have police officers in schools because we want to stop gang violence and violent crime from occurring in schools, specifically to stop mass shootings. However, as far as many of the studies that have been conducted on this, school resource officers have different rules to adhere to than police officers, and they're discouraged from arresting students. But in many instances, they contribute to what is known as the school-to-prison pipeline, and studies have not conclusively shown they're successful at stopping violent activity at schools, possibly because while school violence is traumatic, it's only a drop in the bucket of the overall gun violence and violence as a whole that we experience in the United States. So what is the school to prison pipeline? I'm going to go through it really quickly. It's a process through which students are pushed out of schools and into prisons. Hold on here. I'll just show you this graphic that describes it a little bit better. In other words, the process of criminalizing the youth that is carried out by disciplinary policies and practices within schools that put students in contact with law enforcement. Many of these children have learning disabilities, they have histories of poverty, abuse, neglect, and would benefit from additional educational and counseling services, but instead they're isolated, punished, pushed out, and then added to the system, which makes it even more likely that they can get into further trouble down the line. So it's pretty bad overall. So school resource officers, inconclusive whether or not they're actually protecting students, but if there is something that's conclusive, or at least according to the ACLU studies and numerous other studies that have been published on it, they end up in isolated incidents taking 13-year-old kids and locking them up. Like the 13-year-old Texas boy who attempted to pay for school lunch with a $2 bill that turned out to be fake, who faced prison time on charges of felony forgery. In Virginia, a middle school student was charged with assault and battery with a weapon for throwing a baby carrot at her teacher. And this kind of criminalization of typical youth behavior is terrifying. They need better role models. They don't need to be locked up behind bars, and they don't need to be introduced to the awful criminal justice system at such an early age. I'm Hasan Piker. I want to hear from you guys, though. What do you think? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. And this has been The Breakdown.